hour with regard to the inquest into anti-apartheid doctor and trade unionist Neil Aggett's death. It's reopened. This comes after almost 40 years after he died in custody. And as we know, Aggett died under mysterious circumstances while in police custody in 1982. Let's bring in Nozintombi Mia now for the very latest. Nozi, very good morning to you once again. We saw some, I guess, emotional testimony from Neil Aggett's sister. What did we miss there?
Well, a very good morning to you again, Blaine. We've just stopped for a quick break. As you rightly said, Neil Aggett's sister Jill Berger is on the stand, and she's given some really sad testimony about her last visit to her brother at the John Vorster Square in December of 1981. But with us, we have quite a number of people who come to the gallery, such as the prominent politician Sin Mufumani, as well as the former MEC for Housing in Gauteng, Mr. Uhuru Moila, and he's going to talk to us. You'll recall he was also a political activist in the 1980s. Thank you so much for speaking to me, former MEC. You've come to this particular court hearing to lend your support because you too were also an activist in the 80s.
No, definitely. You know, Dr. Neil Aggett was an inspiration to the project of non-racialism, just as a character of the struggle for freedom in the late 70s and 80s when we politically grew up. So he was one white person that was at the helm of the struggle in the leadership of the trade union movement, Food and Canning Workers Union. So he was an inspiration to the generation of our time, and we grew to recognize the efforts that he was making. So when we learned of his detention and his ultimate demise, and with an allegation that he jumped out of 10th floor of John Vorster Square, which was quite a regular excuse given by the police during the time. And there's just been many people. Sipho Malaza from the township I come from Kagiso, died at 10th floor, ironically, from Krugersdorp Police Station, still 10th floor. And Neil Aggett also is alleged to have jumped out of, hanged himself, again at 10th floor. So these are the stories that agitated us as a young activist of the time to stand up against apartheid. So I'm here to pay in solidarity with the Aggett family in particular, because these are the most aggrieved. For 40 years they do not know what the truth is. But of course I'm indirectly related to the family because my brother is married to Dr. Neil Aggett's former girlfriend, Dr. Elizabeth Floyd, is going to be giving evidence here. So in a sense, relationship in struggle, but also relationship in family relations in that sense.
So this definitely must be an absolutely emotional day for you, especially seeing Jill overcome with emotion.
You know, when one saw the snippets of Neil Aggett and the happenings of the 80s, and you just see that on television, and the funeral, which we attended, massive, I think we're more than 15 to 20,000, just as a statement to the apartheid system that your time is over. You can kill as many as you could at that time, but the time of the apartheid system was actually over. We were never doubted at any point in time that in fact Dr. Neil Aggett must have been killed and then pretended that he has hanged himself in the cells. The man was very strong. He was a very strong activist. We all knew there was no way that he could have taken his life. We're coming here to really identify with the family so that we can find closure, but also to know exactly what happened, because it is the truth that will set us free at the end.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that very personal account as well. That is the former MEC for Housing here in Gauteng, Ndate Uhuru Moila, just giving us his reasons why he's here. He's related by marriage to the Berger Aggett family, but he also was an activist in the 80s, and so many of his former colleagues died in detention. So this particular inquest is not just a familial inquest that he's got interest in, but it's also an emotional one because he walked the journey as one of the young activists in the 80s, Blaine.
Elsie, what can we expect now? I understand it's quick recess, quick adjournment. What time will they resume?
The adjournment is expected to resume in a few short minutes, around 20 past, and the judge will continue hearing a testimony from Jill Berger. We do know that a little bit later in the afternoon, David Dyson, who was one of the junior attorneys in the 1982 inquest, is also expected to share his testimony later today. So certainly very riveting. We'll definitely give you live streaming, Blaine, and we'll be keeping you informed as the day progresses and giving you updates of the case blow by blow.
You will. Thank you very much indeed for your reporting. We'll come back to you in a short while. Nozinto Bimia live for us at court there for this inquest of Neil Aggett.